Good morning, my name is Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 12449 Southwest King George Drive here in King City, Oregon. We're located on the rooftop where there's a 3-inch cast iron vent. This will be the point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We do currently have water running. I'm going to zero out the camera at the base of the cleanout here, the vent. We have an accurate length of the pipe. And here we go. Here at 103 feet, this is as far out as I'm able to get to. I'm going to go ahead and locate the line and see how far out we are. I had to keep the camera moving quick just because of the point of access. I'll reel back slower and I'm going to get the line drained out. There was root intrusion visible on the way out, so keep my eye open for all those and get them mapped for repair. Alright, so I've let the line drain out now. I do see a tie in there from the top. I found the camera head about 30 feet down the sidewalk from this house, so I think it's very possible I've already gone through the main lateral connection. I just couldn't see it because of the amount of water in the pipe. Okay, here's where a pretty large root intrusion is at. I'm going to go ahead and mark this for repair. So far, though, I haven't seen any main lateral connections, so it's possible this is just a very long sewer line. In this case, if it is, I would recommend checking with the city to see if they have records of how long the line is. It's possible it would be a good idea to do a second scope while the repair is going on through the open pipe from like this point here to scope the remaining portion of the line to see what its condition is. If we don't see a connection here at some point, but. Okay, I did do locates here. I got a fairly strong signal at the front left corner of the property. It's actually right up against or underneath a white string that I think is showing the property line. I'm getting a depth of about 12 feet deep. The depths are coming in a little bit bouncy, kind of bouncing between about 11 and 13. Just based on how far out the line is from the house, that seems rather deep. So I do highly recommend the repair guys relocate there to double check. I'm going to do a double check relocate here in just a second. Actually, I'll do it right here. There's another, I have another root intrusion through the pipe. And it's worth checking with the repair guys. They may be able to do a sleeve instead of trenching down if it is in fact that deep. It might be more cost effective to sleeve the pipe if it's possible. So we have another root intrusion here at 70 feet. I'm going to go double check and locate. I have the other roots marked with the green X. I'll do the same here. But again, I do want the repair guys to relocate just because of how deep it is. Okay, and I did locate here. At this point, I definitely want the repair guys to relocate and double check everything. The depth I'm getting here, just a few feet away, is about 9 feet. There are some extremely thick bushes that are either right over the top or the line's running right next to them. It's very hard to discern. They're really thick and difficult to get the locator actually down through them to the ground. They're 2-3 feet thick and tall in most places. So make sure that you understand that the locates are rough markings. I did put the depths there because that's my locator saying, but please understand that that may not be entirely accurate. The location's probably not off by too much, but the depths are looking a little strange right now. So use some caution when digging. And again, this is at the far left corner of the front corner of the property, right up against a white string that looks like it's dividing the property line. And I think we do have roots coming through the top of the pipe here. It's my camera has kind of a tough angle on it, but if you look at the top, it's kind of off to the left of the top of the pipe. It looks like we've got some roots coming through there. It is kind of difficult to see that. So I'll do another marking here at 62 feet. The good thing here, I'm hoping this pipe is eligible for doing a sleeve because the line is draining out. I haven't found any bellies yet anyway. So it might be, they can sleeve and often bypass trenching. Sometimes you have to dig 1 or 2 holes, but it's a lot better than trenching a whole section. So I'm going to go do a marking here, another green X. And here, still on the left side of the property, about halfway out now, I did a green X marking on top of some bushes. The bushes are about 4 feet thick. I can't get the locator even on top of it. There is a tree that's tall that I just simply can't get to where the camera head is at. So it's a rough marking. You should consider all of them to be somewhat rough just because of the bushes are really difficult to locate around. And here I couldn't even get a depth. The camera head is about 4 or 5 feet off the ground almost. So it's there's a green X in the rough location of where this root intrusion is at. I'm going to go ahead and keep pulling back. So it looks like we've got a transition point here, and it's going from cast iron pipe here to, it looks like 6-inch concrete. The line actually starts out as copper. I believe the transition from cast iron is right at the foundation of the house. And then there's the copper transition. It looks like it's kind of difficult to see the trans, but it looks like it's 3-inch copper and cast iron here at 33 feet. Looks like we do have a minor amount of standing water here. This would be within the crawl space. It's pretty minimal. There's only about, it's less than 1/4 of an inch. It's probably an 1/8 or a 1/16. And I don't see any large chunks of debris stuck anywhere, so it doesn't look like it's causing any real trouble. So we're just about to pull the camera head out. I do recommend repair on the root intrusions at 73 feet, 70 feet, and 62 feet. Highly recommend relocating. All the markings need to be considered as rough due to the bushes being very troublesome to locate around. And I also recommend scoping through the repair site to scope the remaining portion of the lines. It looks like it goes beyond 103 feet. I never saw a main lateral connection anywhere, nothing obvious. There is a tie-in beyond 103 feet, so I don't know if that would be a rain drain connection or a party line possibly from the neighbor to the left of this house. It's coming from the top of the pipe, and that line was located at the very, I believe, left side of their property, about 30 feet away from this house, right in the middle of the sidewalk. So that's also worth checking on too. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera out. And I do want to, again, emphasize checking to see if sleeving is a possibility. If the line ends up being pretty dang deep, sometimes doing the sleeve can be a cheaper option, and often doesn't require much digging either. The line does drain out, so I didn't see any bellies in the line that are significant on the exterior of the house.